Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. We really need to dismantle this idea that empty automatically means barren. When you hear the phrase empty space, you probably picture a complete void, right? Like a place completely devoid of life, culture, or history. Well, today, we're exploring the raw, incredible beauty and hidden depths of Mongolia, and we're going to see exactly why that assumption is just dead wrong. Mongolia is honestly the ultimate paradox. It's this massive, seemingly untouched canvas, but it's actually overflowing with ancient traditions, crazy geographical diversity, and a really vibrant, deeply spiritual culture. So let's rethink what emptiness actually looks like. I mean, just look at the sheer scale of the place. 2.1. That's 2.1 people per square kilometer. That staggering statistic makes Mongolia literally the emptiest country on the entire planet. To put that into perspective, it's the second largest landlocked country in the world, yet you could travel for miles and miles across its iconic steppes and plateaus without seeing a single other human being. It's kind of mind-blowing. And this perfectly illustrates the core paradox we're digging into today. Almost half of the entire Mongolian population is crammed into a tiny, tiny fraction of the land, just 0.3%. They're all living in the bustling capital city of Ulaanbaatar. That leaves the other half of the population just spread out across the remaining 99.7% of the country's massive expanses. It's this extreme distribution of human life that leaves millions of square kilometers virtually untouched. So, you're probably wondering, where is everyone? Well, this staggering emptiness isn't just some random accident. It is forged by extreme geographical conditions. On the one hand, you have these brutal winters plunging to minus 30 degrees Celsius, driven by icy Siberian winds. Then, flip the script, and you get scorching summers hitting 38 degrees Celsius with this arid, bone-dry heat and barely any rainfall. The towering mountains block the rain, creating a super rugged environment. It's a place that demands absolute resilience from anyone who lives there. Let's move into our next section, nomads and city dwellers. Visually, the contrast in this country is absolutely stunning. On the one side, you've got the dense, rapidly modernizing valley city of Ulaanbaatar, which is packed with high-rises, Soviet-era monuments like the Zayazan Memorial, and ancient Buddhist sites like Gondan Monastery sitting right next door. But then, step out into the rural towns across the steppe, and you'll notice homes with incredibly bright red, green, and blue roofs. Actually, that's not just a quirky aesthetic choice. Those vibrant colors are specifically designed to be easily spotted from far away across snowy, open, and honestly sometimes very gray plains. Now, for those out on the open steppe, the traditional home is the ger. It's this brilliant, portable, round tent perfectly adapted to a mobile way of life. And what's really amazing is that even today, about a third of Mongolians are continuing this nomadic tradition, moving with the seasons just exactly like they did back in the 13th century. But don't get me wrong, they aren't stuck in the past. This is a brilliant piece of traditional engineering that now frequently incorporates modern conveniences, things like solar panels to power everyday needs, all while withstanding those crazy extreme temperatures we just talked about. It turns out this immense emptiness actually acts like an incubator for highly specialized microcultures. Depending on where you go, the traditions shift dramatically. Up in the northern taiga, you have the Duka people, who rely entirely on herding reindeer for their transport, food, and clothing. Meanwhile, over in the rugged terrain of western Mongolia, Kazakh nomads are keeping the ancient art of golden eagle hunting alive. They literally train these massive, majestic birds of prey to hunt for food. It's absolutely wild. Next up, Section 3, The Warrior Legacy. Tracing this history gives us a story of just extraordinary ambition and survival. We start way back in the 8th century with early Turkic tribes leaving their mark in the Orkhon Valley. Then fast forward to the 13th century, and Genghis Khan emerges to found the largest contiguous empire in human history. We're talking a mind-boggling 24 million square kilometers, stretching from Asia all the way to Europe. The country later endured massive turbulence, especially the severe 1930s communist purges that really decimated its institutions, only to fight its way back to the beautiful modern cultural revival we're seeing right now. And the reverence for that history? It's monumental. Take the number 40, for example. That is the height in meters of the breathtaking Genghis Khan equestrian statue at Tojin Bulldog. It's this towering, gleaming stainless steel marvel just rising right out of the steppe. And it was built on the exact historical spot where, legend has it, Genghis Khan found a golden whip that inspired his massive, world-changing conquests. It is the world's largest equestrian statue, just gazing out over the empire he forged. But here's the thing. That warrior legacy isn't just trapped in the past or made of stainless steel. It's breathing today. Every July, during the spectacular Nomads Festival, the country celebrates its heritage through the three manly games. You've got wrestling for raw strength, archery for precision, and these absolutely grueling long-distance horse races that cover up to 30 kilometers. Keep in mind, in Mongolia, there are literally more horses than people, and kids often learn to ride before they can even walk. These were the exact same skills that kept Genghis Khan's warriors ready for battle. Moving on to Section 4, a deeply spiritual land. The geography here is literally woven with myth and legend. Take Taikarchulu, for instance. It's a massive rock formation covered in ancient inscriptions that span centuries. The local legend about it is truly captivating. It says a hero placed this colossal boulder there specifically to seal off a giant underground monster. I love that. It transforms a simple geological feature into this powerful symbol of protection and strength, which really shows how deeply the people revere the energy of their land. And we see this unbroken, active link between the land and faith in everyday life. Shamanism, which is one of the country's oldest traditions, uses rhythmic drumming and chanting to connect with ancestral spirits. Even simple everyday acts like locals leaving quiet offerings and prayers at the base of the imposing Turtle Rock in Gorky Tarlej National Park show profound trust. It's a belief that nature's spirits are constantly watching over them, maintaining this sacred harmony. This deep spirituality is anchored by ancient Tibetan Buddhist monasteries. For example, Ongyen Heed. It's a massive 17th century complex that once housed 1,000 monks. It suffered terrible destruction during those 1930s communist purges we mentioned earlier, yet beautifully, it's undergoing a revival today. Contrast that with Erdene Zuu, which is Mongolia's oldest monastery, dating back to 1585. It's famous for its 108 stupas and the stunning blend of Mongolian, Tibetan, and Chinese architectural styles. Both of these sites stand as incredible testaments to spiritual resilience.
And for our final section, the extreme wilderness.
The terrain here is extreme, and it shifts rapidly. Starting in the historical crossroads of the Orkhon Valley, you've got these ancient 3,000-year-old deer stones sitting right alongside a stunning 20-meter waterfall. Travel west and you hit the remote Altai Mountains. That's home to sweeping glacial lakes, Bronze Age petroglyphs, and the soaring 4,374-meter Queton Peak where elusive snow leopards roam. Finally, journey south, and the landscape transforms entirely into the ancient arid wonders of the Gobi Desert. Zooming in on the Gobi Desert alone, we find a literal treasure trove of unexpected color. You have Baga Gazrin Chalu, this dramatic granite fortress where monks used to hide out. Or imagine standing at the famous flaming cliffs of Bayanzag. It's a vivid red terrain where paleontologists made the groundbreaking discovery of the very first dinosaur eggs back in the 1920s. And then there's Tsagan Suvarga, the white stupa. It's this surreal, otherworldly cliff layered in pink, white, and orange limestone that just positively glows at sunset. So I'll leave you with this final thought. In a landscape so full of history, spirit, and color, does empty truly mean barren? When you look past the low population density, Mongolia reveals itself as a vibrant, breathtaking canvas. From eagle hunters and stainless steel conquerors to dinosaur eggs and reviving monasteries, it completely challenges our definition of what it means for a place to be uninhabited. What other empty spaces in the world are hiding this much life, just waiting to be understood? Think about that for a bit and keep exploring.